up, y'all? It's your boy Forever Cabron coming in to let you know to check out What's Hood with me, the Compa FC, where you can roll one up with a real one. We chop it up about everything, dog. Politics, hood shit, music, movies, acción, you name it, la causa, el movimiento. We want to tackle things about looking at your culture differently and all that good shit. So if you want to look into that, if you want to find some self-love and self-worth, dog, check out a Compa. Roll one up with a homie, dog. Every Tuesday and Thursday, right here on Binge on this. Check a homie out, dog. Stay up late.
I'm looking at my notes right now. All right, we're here. We're queer. We're ready to go.
What?
Yo, I've been listening to a lot of the last podcast on the left. Have you ever heard them?
Yeah, I love that one.
Those dudes are great.
Especially the guy who kind of talks
Henry.
a little higher.
Yeah, he's great. Henry Krasowski.
The other guy's like,
He does all the voices and stuff, and it renewed my vigor in shenanigans. I liked. What do we call it? I guess
We're
our
pretty
last 10
shenanigan.
episodes,
We're
we've
pretty
been pretty
shenanigan
shenanigan free. No, if you look back at our last 10 episodes, they've been good. They've been Rogan-esque conversations, bro. We've been in it with Denny's. The Denny's sponsored stuff was deep.
well, we can't do two at Denny's. It's not like we're gonna be like,
Well, that's what I mean. I think we need to push the boundaries. I think people loved watching me go run for the ticket.
oh, they love it. Look at all of our subscribers.
Run for the ticket. Well, that's just word of mouth, I guess. Which bears in mind why they wouldn't subscribe either, you know. Be like, well, if you've seen it, then why wouldn't you subscribe, you know? Like, why wouldn't you? But I get that, though. Like, we were talking about you writing the book out, it's about burning money. And time is money, so it's all about putting money into.
She's like, why would you invest it? Like,
I'm with you.
Is that an investment? Are you willing to spend like $1,200 to get like all these books made up, and then and it's just kind of like what? Well, and I was thinking about it, and what drove me to the idea. There was a couple of factors, but what drove me to the idea, I had this thing. I was just like, you put it out there. And again, if I lay them all out there at those coffee shops around those studios and everything like that, and I leave them at Joe's, and and then there's people in my class.
You just leave them everywhere, like the stickers. Like if you make them just as disposable as the stickers.
And if I make the cover enticing enough, the title, people love the title, and now I'm working on a synopsis on the back. If I just can grab their attention with the synopsis, just the story alone, you don't know what the story is. If you pick this book up and you started reading it as a script, there's things in there that would, it's catching. If I bring it to class and people have read it a couple times, it's not as catching. So I'm kind of, when you say a word over and over again, it starts melding into something that's not real. It's kind of like that. I've worked on the script so long, it's not shocking to me. Right. So it's kind of nice. I just want to put it out there. I want to try to shock some people, and with my information,
it's old school,
Yes, and then you never know. 2 years later, he'd be
No.
like, "Hey,
The more the hooks, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole thing. That's why with the T-shirts and the other thing, you're like, that's going to cost a lot of money. And now I'm like, yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
We have to. Like, whether it's with this or, like, I just put down $400 on new headshots.
But,
like,
okay, the T-shirts thing, is that going to work with YouTube just being...
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Like, for anything. Even if, for example,
Well, the headshot.
Welcome to This, That, and the Other.
Oh, yeah.
Hey! I am your friendly neighborhood co-host, Bryan.
And your friendly co-host, Sam.
And welcome back to episode 43. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time listening to us, thank you so much for taking the time to download us, because we know how hard it is to press one single button. If this is not your first time listening to us, welcome back. I forgot about the part where it is your first time and I tell you to go do something nice. But back to what you were saying. What we were saying, it's just burning money. There was a story about a young lady who bought a billboard out in Atlanta. As we know, Atlanta, Georgia, second to Los Angeles for the film Mecca.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually one of the places we were thinking. But thinking in the sense of, we brought it up once. We were like, what if we, went to Georgia? What if we went to... and I was like, no. We were like, no way. Like, you can't smoke in Georgia. Like, you can't.
New York, even, I was just kind of like,
Fuck
nah,
that, dude.
I'm
I
not going to
wouldn't.
live with some rat-infested fucking
I
basement.
would have fought from the get-go if the plan was to go to New
No.
York.
That shit's cold out there.
It is. It
And
is.
Georgia's hot and cold and hot and humid.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I'm good. I heard how in Walking Incident in Georgia where they're filming Walking Dead. I believe so. But they were talking about how
they're
horrible
filming
it
out
is.
there.
How horrible it is to film out there. It's just like with the makeup and anyway. So yeah, no, to spend the money. I looked at it this way. I'm not going to get anything back from it. I'm not trying to sell these books. Obviously, some people will give me money. That friends. We did the same thing with Clarissa. Mm-hmm. Shout out to her. Her book, which was I Made a Movie. Now what do I do with it? Yeah. I believe that was the title. But yeah, some of us gave money at her. But really, it's to get your name out there.
It's card.
It's content. It's more content. And then, like I said, if they adapt, I'm about to put time and money into adapting some of my screenplays into books as an investment to possibly, just again, more content.
Another content
more
way
content,
of doing
more
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
that was what the lady did. She got that billboard out in Georgia.
Yeah.
And
back to that. Sorry.
I completely forgot about that until you mentioned that. But she got the billboard and she was like, "Yo, Tyler Perry, hire me, dog." And she spent like $5,000 on the billboard.
I can't remember that.
Everybody mocked her. Everybody was like, "Yo, like you're crazy. Like why would you do that?" And like a bunch of casting people. Like I'm a part of a bunch of casting groups, and they were like posting that up, and they were like, "That's crazy. Like why would you do that? Like that's so like it's rude." And there was like 50% of people who were like, "Well, you know what? If she has the money to do that and wants to do that, then she can do that."
She stood out from the crowd.
Why does it matter? Like exactly. And the other people were like, "Well, that's such a waste of money. It's so rude. Like that's not the way you're supposed to do things." Like and then Tyler Perry even mentioned something, and he was like, "Look, this is great." He's like, "But you need to save your money for something else." And so finally, like 3 months later, guess who pops up back in the news? Homegirl. She booked all types of shenanigans from it, all types of stuff, and you're just kind of like,
Yeah. I think Tyler Perry there was an audition they gave.
Well, the producers or whatever. I don't think
someone gave
I don't think he ended up directly going through her, but she ended up booking and making connections to the point of. Yeah. She can do what she wants. She booked an
audition, though, I think, for that.
And, like, that's what it is. Like, I've been watching a lot of documentaries and stuff about, like, there was one in particular about 5 artists.
I want to come back to a documentary.
Yeah, about 5 artists who make a living doing what they want, essentially. And it's not like they're glamorous or anything. It was an artist, a dude who did sculptures. There was a dude who just plays, guitar, an actress, and things like that. And they just kind of went step by step. And they were like, just because you're not selling on Madison Square Garden, just because you're not whatever on the front of Playboy magazine or whatever doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing what you want to do. Like, and they're like, I put more money into it than I make, but I'm doing what I want to do. And like, that's for me, like when you say like, oh, well, I'm going to put money into the books and everything. I'm like, like anyone else who heard it, like in Virginia or Arizona, who was listening right now.
You know how much you're to spend on it? Yeah.
Listening to us say, yeah, we're about to drop. Like I personally, I'm almost at $1,000 just on my headshots and all of the actors' access stuff that I've been signing up for. Yeah. I've gone and submitted a whole bunch of self auditions for the past 2 weeks alone, and I haven't gotten anything back from it. Like
that's how it goes.
It's part of it, and it is what it is. I'd rather have my face on 2 mugs. I'd rather have our faces on mugs and T-shirts that I sold for like $5, like, and take a little bit more pride out of that than I guess like. Working at Wilshire, or Westlake again, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's not shit on them, because speaking of no, I'm kidding.
Our sponsor, today's sponsor being Westlake.
But, I was just thinking, what's a good wide net to cast that could, it's almost like throwing messages in bottles out into the sea. You're hoping to get a response.
You should just make a short film of one of them, too.
Of what?
Of whichever one you're writing.
Yeah, well, I was actually thinking of making Driving Mussolini a Broadway musical. Yeah. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, that's easy.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I told you, remember? I told you my goal was to write
Broadway musicals.
A Broadway musical, dog. It was to write a musical. What was it that the Breaking Bad musical?
Yeah, I get it, man. But let's see the musical first, and then you can tell me it's easy.
That is true. I guess
if Matt and Trey Parker could fucking do.
They can.
They did.
You would just have to watch a lot of Soderbergh and a lot of
I don't
Broadway.
know if I want to do that, but I just thought like that's what I'm saying is that I'm transferring a couple of them to books, and so I was looking into that. You can actually get a ghostwriter to do that, but that's going to end up costing me $3,500, or that's going to be A little bit.
Do that, or
But
you do it.
I
know what I mean?
know. So I was thinking, it's like I can either do it and then just get an editor to fix it all up.
I mean, you're working, but you're not working.
Right.
Like,
but
this
I'm
is
still,
your work.
Yeah. But I'm still trying to nail these last
It'd
two
be
scripts
different if
down.
like you didn't have.
Yeah.
You know, it's the whole reason you're not at the tattoo shop anymore. So
Yeah.
you may as well.
Well, yeah, but that's also why things are tight. And
Yeah, I guess that's the whole reason of
Are you
not
gonna-
hiring the
so-
ghostwriter.
Exactly. So yeah, investing in oneself out here is definitely, you know.
Well, that's why they tell you not to come out here without money.
Yeah.
Or a job. Like, a lot of it's it's the rent and everything, but
Yeah, but
what are you gonna put into yourself?
Yeah,
Like,
because these actor wannabes. I don't want to make it sound like it's bad, but these actor enthusiasts come out here, and next thing they know, they're running back home with the tail between their legs because they didn't realize, oh, it's like $400 for my headshots. It's
dude.
$20 for this thing. It's $100 for that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like this is almost $600 for that. I
haven't even started paying for classes, like actual
Yeah.
training classes to go in 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I still
Yeah.
need to go and put money down for.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
but you know what, dog? Like, money's money. Bro.
Well, get a credit card.
Yeah, I fucking bet, bro. Nah, I'm good where I'm. Like I said, I'm living the way I'm living right now, so that I can spend money the way I'm spending it. Like,
Right.
you know, and it's better to spend money on headshots and other stuff like that than alcohol, in my opinion. Like,
Yes.
you
very
know,
much
and
so.
like trips and stuff like that. And my passport, I had to pay a whole bunch of money to get my passport done.
How much is that?
Well, to get it like expedited.
Oh.
Yeah,
no.
you got to if you're gonna get it expedited.
Why are you trying to hurry it up?
Well, I was trying to hurry up. I'm saying, I said you would have to pay a lot of money to get your passport expedited. For me, I can't get my passport until I get the damn ID, and I can't get my ID until the fucking mail sends the ID. Oh, my bad. Until the mail fucking figures out where to send it, or it stops fucking up. Which, by the way, I have to stop by the apartment to figure out check again because I still haven't. I went to the DMV the other day though. I had to go to the DMV to pay something. I can't even remember at this point. And I asked them. I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? When can I get my ID?" And they were like, "You're gonna, you just came in recently. It takes about another month." And they were like, "And if it still doesn't show up, then you're just gonna have to come back and reapply." And I was like, "Fuck!" Like, now you understand why it's so hard for some homeless motherfuckers to get their shit together. I'm kidding.
Well, especially out here.
Yeah, well, it's because they're all fucking drugged out and they're not doing anything. Notes. What do you have?
So, it was recently my birthday.
Yes, it was the big 50.
Oh yes, the big 50.
The big 50.
Yeah, I was born in
How was it?
1928.
That's not right.
No, it was fine. Jane took me to Universal Studios, and I realized I've been, throughout my life, I've been to a few theme parks, and I was thinking about like the types of people that are at theme parks, which are not the greatest types of people. But then I was noticing, like, you would see, it was just like a petri dish of wanting things to be better. And I was looking at the theme park, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I remember being here as a kid, and it just seemed so glamorous. And I don't know if it was because it was glamorous feeling because there was an actual, like, DeLorean there, and it was movie stuff there. But now it's all kids things, and everything seemed kind of run down, and the people were just slobs, and everything was just slobby. And I was just like, ugh, these fucking people, man. I don't know. This is more of a rant. But people at theme parks are not the type of people that should survive an apocalypse.
That's kind of harsh. I don't know. Maybe Universal in particular. I hear that a lot about Universal. I hear Universal is grimy.
No, it wasn't even that. I've been to Six Flags. I've been to Disneyland. I've been to all those motherfuckers. Every fucking theme park I go to, I look at the people, and I'm just like, even if the theme park's not grimy, it's the people. Theme park people suck. I don't know. I haven't been to Orlando, so I can't talk about Orlando because that seems a little more expensive, which probably brings higher, I hate to say class. I don't want to say it like that.
But like you go to a theme park knowing there's theme people there though.
True.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to this theme park and I know I'm gonna have to deal with theme park people because I feel what you're saying. There's like screaming angry theme park people.
Well, no, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seemed like I wish there was a plague at one point.
Yeah, it sounds more like you went in there grumpy.
No, I was totally fine, but
and in general, you're not a theme park guy. Like, I wouldn't.
Well, no, I want to see. I want to go to
hey,
Universal.
Look at this dude. He
But
looks
the
like
thing
he
that
enjoys being
that I
in
felt-
large crowds of people.
Yeah, no, but we went on it was a Wednesday, and it was like we got there at opening, and so it wasn't packed, you know, by any means. Like lines were like 15 minutes at most. So
That's DMV. Go to the DMV then.
no, like seriously, like half the time I would just run up and I was next on the ride, like kind of thing.
It was just you didn't like bumping into fat people. And...
Well, no, it's like if I'm in line, don't stand too close to me and breathe.
Ah, well,
you know?
yeah. I mean, isn't that?
Well, yeah, like right on my ass, or like just the
sell a couple of your books.
The family that walks around and they're all 300 pounds and up, and
theme crowd people, baby, woo!
And ghetto ass Raider wearing
hell yeah, Raider Nation, baby.
And then not teenagers, but they were like mid-20s kids still, and in their heads just being dicks and saying stupid shit, being in the way, and it's just like, you know, I don't know.
You just don't like theme parks.
Well, no, and then I was just looking at it, and then every once in a while you'd see like one of those like snobby rich people walking around pushing their kid in a cart, and then it would just be the rest all.
Look at that kid in a cart.
You know, like in a big and I was like, this is almost like real society. Like there's only like 2%, and the rest is this, and then the rest is that, and then there's these people.
I mean, I guess
it was kind of, and it felt very experimental. Like I'm looking at this from like I'm looking at a rat cage, and it's like we put a theme park and look.
You're either didn't smoke enough, or you just weren't enjoying the day. Like
I enjoyed the day.
You should have just been like, nah, I don't want to go to the damn theme park.
I enjoyed the day. I don't know what you're
Not
talking about.
in the mood to deal with these fat. Angry people. I want to stand in line with people and bump elbows with them.
I could stand in line with people, but motherfucker, take a step away from me.
Yeah, I guess. I feel you.
Why are you going to step on my heels?
You want a rich private. You want a Richie Rich's theme park.
No, not even, man. Like, again, I don't mind a crowd. Just respect. You know what I mean? There's respect.
At a theme park, baby.
That's what I'm saying. There's no respect.
Do you like carnivals?
Yeah. Actually, I'm. You know what?
I feel like a carnival is easier to deal with.
I believe so.
Because an amusement park, you're caged in the wall. You have to scan in. You have to do that.
Yeah.
With the carnival, you still have the notion that you can book it.
Cotton candy right there.
There's no fence.
Yeah.
You know, you can. You know.
Yeah. There's someone making some chili.
Yeah, you know, and like all of the people are drifters. Like everybody who are running all the things. Yeah.
You need to find some meth. You just ask the guy with the.
I haven't been to a theme park in a minute. I'm thinking the last time I went to a theme park was like.
Oh, I remember. It was Sarah, actually.
I think it was Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago, homie. I don't think. When's the last time you went to a zoo?
I don't go to zoos.
Yeah, zoos are mad depressing, dog.
Yeah, I don't do zoos at all.
Yeah, zoos are.
But I feel bad because like a lot of them are we're taken care of, you know, and there's some of them are endangered.
Some of them are just hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like they find like animals and they're like, this particular animal had his flipper cut off and wouldn't survive in nature. Like, and you're like, we'll put a gun on him. Like equip him and then put him back out into the thing. Well, that's good. It sounds like you had a good birthday though.
No, it was cool. And actually, then we had a Brazilian,
Brazilian meat,
steak and stuff. So
Brazilian people meat.
No, it was good. It was just again, people. I just wanted to fucking headbutt some people.
You just don't like people, dog.
Yeah, I don't like people.
Just don't bring you places where there are people.
Yes.
I mean?
Yes.
I got one no. I'm a man of God.
Is that a D?
No, that's okay, a musical,
note,
a musical joke. I like that. Let us see. It's not even a good note. Actually, no, I had a couple things. There was a car accident today, and I was technically in it, but it was like in that comical version of it. So like I got into the car, and I was like chilling. I was like warming the car up, and I was like, you know, on my way to the gym, and I was like chilling, you know what I'm saying? And then I was looking down at my phone, and all of a sudden I heard like a big old boom, and I was like, and I didn't hear anything else, and all of a sudden I heard shriek, 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 and I heard each dink go thunk, 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 and I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
And then I felt my car go.
Oh.
And I was like, and my first instinct was like, you motherfuckers! Like, and I was like, you fucked my car up, and like I got out, and the cars were just cronked up, and I was like,
What did the guy do?
it was two ladies.
What did they do? They just press forward, like they hit the gas.
Well, I wasn't paying attention at the time. By the time I looked into the rearview mirror, it was just smoke, and you could, you know, the smells of the crash, and I was like, oh fuck. So like I got out, and I was like, everybody okay? And the lady was like, don't let them leave. That lady just came out of the driveway and hit me. She was zooming, and I was like, are you okay? It was like
She came out of the driveway zooming?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you remember when you came to pick the dog up, Veteran is like a two-way street. It's just the two ways. I was on the right side heading north.
I got you.
Yeah, apparently the lady said the other lady came out of one of the apartment buildings as she was going forward and just nailed her as she was driving.
Dumb.
And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
Yeah, well, at least you didn't break another collarbone.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't me. I was like, oh, shit, that wasn't me. Like, I'm glad. And then I looked at my bumper and it was a little scratched up, and I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm out. And I left. And I was like, let you guys deal with that other shit.
You're like, fuck you guys.
I was like, hey, man, but I mean, it was, yeah, it was that. And then I rode away on Kit. On Kit. And it was like, we're off to go fight crime. Omelets are just crepes made of eggs, dog.
Crepes are made of eggs.
Right, but omelets are just made of eggs. Crepes, omelets are just crepes made of eggs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Made of full eggs.
Yeah.
All eggs, yeah. Of course, crepes have eggs in them, but yeah. Did you know that? Did you think about that?
Yeah.
Is your mind blown? That's just the only note I have.
No, pretty much. I think a lot of things are just eggs with different ingredients in them.
I mean, a pizza is just an open-faced hot sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like a pie is just a casserole with a lid.
Yeah.
With like a baking lid.
Chicken pot pie is just pie. Cherry pie with chicken.
It's just.
It's a cherry pie with chicken.
Oh, there you go. Chicken pot pie is just cherry pie with chicken. All right, I like that. That's a good one. All right, let's get on to the real stuff, the real business, homie.
Did you have you watched that Mr. In Between show? You never?
What's that one?
It's some show from New Zealand on Hulu. About 6 episodes, 7 episodes, 6 episode show. Fucking cool, man.
What's it about?
It's about a enforcer. He basically hurts people to get money back from them for, people. And yeah, it's just about this dude's life, and he just a friend of his. I don't know. It's really weird. The first episode, he does all this like enforcer shit, and then helps his friend lie to his wife about she found his golden shower DVD that he liked to jerk off to. And so he asked him, like, can you please do me a favor and like just lie, say it was yours. And I don't know, man, it's just funny situations after funny situation, but in like a very real, calm show. It's really weird, but it was cool. Some New Zealand show called Mr. In Between. You gotta check it out.
Mr. In Between.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what
a
I
fan of
want?
it.
Fucking Big Mouth, dog.
Yeah, so you keep talking about that. Let me
Talk
see.
about Big Mouth real quick for a
Let
second.
me see Big Mouth. Is that the Adam Sandler one?
Big Mouth is the Nick Kroll, John Mulaney
The show. Yeah, I watched that. I watched the first season. It's all right.
It's all right?
Yeah, I got enough of thinking, like, watching kids wanting to fuck.
Well, here's my thing, right? Here's my big thing. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, that show's fucked up. It's like...
I don't care that it doesn't feel fucked up. Like that, I get it. I get why people would think it's fucked up. But after, like, 2 episodes, I'm like, all right, man, like... I didn't care about puberty when I went through it, and I don't care to watch people go through puberty.
Yeah, that's a taste thing.
Yeah. Like, and after a while, I'm just like, I'm actually just watching kids, like, figuring out their sexuality. Like, I'm good.
Right.
With some humor behind it. It's funny. It was low-hanging fruit, in my opinion. That's where I stood on that. Yeah, I watched the whole first season. I was just like, nah, it's low-hanging fruit.
I think the first season is definitely... It kind of chucks everything in there. Like, what I like about it, for me, is that it's like super Jewish. And the Jewish portion of it for me just makes me laugh because I don't think there's another heavy Jew show out there that you
The Goldbergs.
Are they Jewish in that show?
That's the
Well, you can't
that's
just
fresh
assume,
off that's fresh off the
assume they're Jewish if
that
their name's
is the
Goldberg,
Jewish version
bro.
of Fresh Off the Boat.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why there's Blackish. Every show has to do with race.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so
They're a Jewish show though.
Yeah, the Goldbergs. Yes,
They have
Jews.
Hanukkah and shit.
I haven't watched the show, but that's what that was the trailer. Was like that was what it was geared towards. Like,
I thought it was like an 80s show. I thought the whole point was that it was like a show about being in the 80s and someone growing up in the 80s. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes about it, but I didn't know he ever mentioned that he was Jewish.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but just look at their fucking family, though. Everyone's Jewish.
You can't make assumptions like that.
They're as Jewish as it comes, and their name is Goldberg.
You can't make.
I'm making a huge assumption.
I'm telling you, you can't make that assumption until you show me an episode where it says the Goldbergs celebrate Hanukkah. That's when
it's narrated by Patton Oswalt.
He's not Jewish.
Oh, he's as Jewish as it comes.
But did you know that Patton Oswalt was married?
Jewish spy.
Did you know Patton Oswalt was married to Michelle McNamara, the crime novelist lady?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, everyone knew that, huh?
Well, no, that's because I believe he went on tour and was like, I finished her book for her, and like.
Yeah, he did a big old circuit on that. I don't think he didn't really finish it for her, but yeah, dude. I don't understand why people are calling it pedophilia. Is it Hanukkah?
Forget Mrs. Maisel. The Goldbergs is the Jewish comedy you need to watch.
You're so lucky.
On Jew Weekly.
You're so lucky. You're right. I wanted to err on the side of caution just in case, because you never know. Watch it.
Then and now, the portrayal of Jews on TV, the Goldbergs.
Okay. All right. Hey.
Come on, why are you're gonna? It's gonna be like Nikita. I don't know.
I would have started a show called The Goldberg, and it would have been a drug ring. Like, it would have been a gangster ass like
Jewish drug ring.
No, they would have been all black homies. Like, it would have been The Goldbergs.
Oh, that's like Slim and Queen that's coming out right now.
That movie looks good.
I'm kind of mad. This is why I'm mad.
Why?
Now, you know this has happened to me a few times.
Oh, what? Did you come up with an idea about
No.
Slim?
Just a little sliver of it. The whole using their and again, I took it from a few other movies in my head that I've streamed. But I'm just saying something
there
that
are no
I came
original
up with.
ideas. Let's start there.
Right. So they did a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
Right.
Or not Bonnie and Clyde. What's that one movie where in the 90s it was apparently one of the most terrible movies ever, but then it got a cult following. It's those kids that accidentally killed someone and they go on a run and they become famous. And people are like, like they're all over TV. It's pre-internet too. I believe Kristen Slater was in it. Anyway,
I'm
the whole
Slater.
getting famous on the run and the internet, involving the internet, then changing the narrative.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, and then changing the narrative. That's little Thelma and Louise too. And I was just kind of like, fuck, man. Right when I'm finishing up a script, kind of like when I was working on Additum, and you're like, hey, did you see this Chris Pratt movie?
Did you see this movie that you ripped off? Did you see this movie you accidentally ripped off when we were too high taking dabs? Like, yeah, no, I feel
you don't remember watching that movie?
It does look interesting. Oh yeah, no, that one looks good. The Clint Eastwood one. Did I mention that one? About
you were
the
telling
Atlanta
me about
bombing?
that. Yeah,
that one is going to be very good too. You know that one.
The Irishman.
Classic. And I don't know.
Jimmy
man.
Hoffa. It's another Jimmy Hoffa fucking movie.
I know. We know what happened to Jimmy. He's with Tupac. I'm not worried about that. What?
I don't know. I heard clicking behind me.
It's in your head. Yeah, but no, the Big Mouse thing I just want to bring up again and see if you had watched it, because I didn't think it was as ridiculous as people were making it out to be. And I thought it was an okay show. It was a good show.
It was definitely funny. And like, honestly, if I ever came up with a show like that, yeah, it's funny. But in my opinion, when I was watching, like, if I'm going to put my time into TV at all, whenever I have time, I was like, this is not doing it for me. I liked F is for Family. That was a good one. Bill Burr.
Oh, with Bill Burr.
Bill Burr show.
I thought that was good. Yeah, that was good.
But again, I cared about the family more. It comes down to a story.
And like you said, it is about the children finding their sexuality.
Yeah.
And so like it
awkward.
eventually
I don't like
point.
awkward things either. Like, when you watch that part of a movie where you start cringing, it's awkward when you know something bad's going to happen. That's what that whole show runs on. Same thing with like...
really? See, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like it was running on cringe. I think it felt like it was literally putting it all out there on the line. It was literally just like... look, homies, like this is what we're kind of gonna run with.
Yeah,
like,
but it's always like,
I think the only time I genuinely felt like that was when there's a scene where the girl talks to her vagina, and look, I'm a guy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want a little kid talking to his penis. Frankly, I don't need a little kid talking to his
why
to
do
his
I want to watch
genitalia.
it? Right? That's the point that I'm making. It's like I don't. This is funny. If I was like when South Park first came out, when like I was 16, 17, if I saw the show, I would have crapped.
I love it. I'm still an idiot, but I feel what you're saying. I wouldn't.
I'm watching Fargo right now. Like I can't go to Fargo to fucking kids. Like
you could if you tried. Fargo was okay. The first season on Netflix, right?
Yes, that's what I'm in the middle of right now.
That was pretty good.
That was crazy though. This Fargo show is pretty good.
Fargo.
I see that show where Kevin Bacon and what's his face are detectives, and every season it's different actors. What the fuck show was that?
What? True Crimes?
Is it True Crimes? Woody Harrelson?
Oh yeah, with Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. That first season's baller.
Yeah,
Have you seen
talk
it?
like Fargo. Yeah.
Have you seen the first season?
No, I haven't watched it.
Watch that.
Yeah.
That's just bananas. The second season's all right with Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the third season's with the black guy.
Yeah.
That
that guy. Yeah.
Healy.
That's racist.
So I did see, and this is probably old news. The YouTubes. Let's just talk about the internet in general. That's what today's subject is about. We're gonna talk about the moral and immoral use of the internet. Where does free internet? I can't put on my rapping glasses because I have. Oh, I don't know. I have
Get prescriptions for those.
I should have.
Shut the fuck up.
I should have brought these in and been like, here, I need these for my rapping glasses. But where does the line for the internet begin and end? Where does your bumping into people on the internet, justify closing it down or not allowing you to see certain portions of it? How dark can the internet get? How dark should the internet
Well, for
be?
Iran, it's completely black right now.
What do you mean?
The whole country shut their internet down. They shut the internet down on the people protesting. So the country's in a blackout. No one has any. Yeah. You didn't know that?
No,
that happened a few
slipped
days
to me.
ago.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
a few
know.
days ago.
I had no idea about
They're
that.
not talking about it. I'm telling you.
They shut the internet off, huh?
Yeah, there's no internet in all of Iran for nobody to use. No way to get in or out.
I wonder how that works.
Servers or internet satellites, whatever. You just fucking stop. You shut down all the towers. Shut them down.
Yeah.
And
so now they're just chilling.
Now they're just waiting. They're waiting out the protesters and people getting.
They're like, turn our internet back on.
Yeah, everyone sits back down. All right, guys, I kind of want to watch the next episode or next season of.
Oh, that's scary.
Dances with Stars or whatever the fuck.
The whole internet. I don't even think the world would. I don't think America could do that to itself. Turn the internet off.
I don't think.
I think too much of everything runs on the internet.
No, but I mean, I guess if you shut Google off and all that stuff, then we don't have servers. You'd have to use like a very shitty server to get to, and we might not have links to certain. It might go back down to how AOL felt, where it's
dial up.
Well, no, not necessarily dial up, but finding information was like really hard, not sifting through it. And
I mean, you end up like Hong Kong in a situation like that, I think. Where you're going in a straight like.
But you know what's funny? I saw this thing that said, we think the whole world's on the internet, looking at news, doing a thing. Why don't why are these people acting like this? Don't they have the fucking Goldbergs on TV?
Mm-hmm.
But
the #1 Jewish show on ABC.
Yeah, seriously, is there ABC? How do you know if it's on ABC?
I know all my Jewish channels, my guy. I know everything from the Kavitz to the Kashmitz,
Mitzvahs.
It's the Smitzvahs,
Yeah.
the Bar Mitzvah and the Bat Mitzvah.
So, what was I saying? Yes, so pretty much it's only like 20%, 10%, somewhere in there, 10 to 20. It was somewhere in the teens of the world is actually connected. Like people.
Right.
So out of 100 people in this whole world per capita, only like 20 people actually are on the internet.
What do you mean by on the internet?
So like an African tribe kid doesn't have any access to anything.
Yeah, but I mean, how much of the world is African tribe people?
Right, but think about all the poor people in like South America, like countryside people. There's a lot of people in the countryside. Even in Turkey, there's like everyone has a phone, but on the eastern side of Turkey in villages, like like they have phones now.
But they're not watching the Goldbergs on their
No,
phone.
there's no, and everything is like pay as you go. So and
that's right, because of data and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, thinking Himalayas or in China, like in some of the jungle people in Southern Asia, India. How many people in India are fucking have YouTube connections?
Oh, they got mad YouTube connections out in India, bro. You should see those TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
They're the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Someone was saying, I saw a meme that was like,
Indian
how is someone from that country uploading shit like that and I have no Wi-Fi in my own house?
Oh. Yeah, I think the world is more connected than ever, I think.
I saw this thing a few years ago, but I still believe that, like...
It's just language is the thing that's preventing everybody.
Yeah, but just thinking, like, if you're in Kenya, what does their internet look like? Can they go on our Google?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do they?
Probably.
You don't know that.
It would be the same way that, like, the 80s happened, like Reaganomics. Like, people all over the world knew about blue jeans and Coca-Cola.
But in France, you don't just go on Google. It's a different Google. It's France Google.
It's French Google.
Yeah.
But it's still Google.
I don't think Kenya has a Google.
Like Kenyan Google?
Yeah. Putting names of the gay people that need a lynch.
So what are you so what are you saying?
I'm saying
we're not as close as you think we are?
No, I just think that we think that people on the internet are like the majority of the world's voice when all actuality there's a lot of people that aren't playing that game.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, so that was
a hell of an arc to get
know.
all the way through to just say that, my friend. Like, ups and downs and okay, I feel what you're saying. I think that's very true. I think nowadays and that's probably one of the reasons why Instagram took likes off. You know, I think a lot of it has to do because it was influencing people so much in such a way that they were like, look, this particular article of news or this particular image has 1 million likes, which automatically must mean, and when you like you're saying, when you really think about it, 1 million likes out of the population of the world, there's 40 million people in Los Angeles alone. To think that 1 million people, and yet that's what was happening. 1 million likes were dictating how social issues were going through, and companies were
I did get kind of bummed out when dislikes
got taken away.
Yeah, on YouTube. Like,
did they take
comments?
They took
so on comments, like if you see someone's comment,
you can't dislike comments anymore.
You can't. You only you can press dislike. It doesn't show you. It only shows you how many likes. It's really weird. Yeah, here, let me see. I'm actually on there right now.
It's interesting. We're
see, look, it shows you the number next to the up likes.
We're the last bastion of the internet age that
we went through the Wild West of internet. Yeah. Because I saw a little. I followed this dude, WebSurf. Something he does little documentaries on like cool things that happened in early
back
stages.
in the past.
Yeah, on the internet. And
I love that
he
shit.
just did LimeWire and was talking the whole thing about LimeWire.
Yeah, think about FrostWire, LimeWire,
Emule, fucking
Emule. Wow, yeah, dude, that's crazy. It's really crazy to think that, man. Like. Mm-hmm. And it's cool, you know what I mean? I think it's very cool, but it leaves you with a longing, I think. That's why I'm so used to a certain amount of freedom.
Well, man. But this was told. People were upset like years ago saying, hey, our internet freedom's slowly being taken, guys. Like,
it's been in the talks for a minute.
It's always been happening, but they've. I feel like it's almost like mud. Every time they say they're going to do something, they kind of say they're doing it, but they go back a little bit, but their hand is still on it.
I really just brought the whole internet subject up about, in terms of like torrenting and like doing things like that. Like
they're gonna make AI. They're going to make AI just figure out keywords and phrases and things like that to hunt us down. Us meaning like people, not us like criminals. I'm not a criminal. I just mean like if you're doing something. And writing scripts. I don't want the FBI to look at my fucking search history.
Oh, they already are. Your FBI agent knows you're a weirdo.
Dude, I just mean I'm doing a script on medieval torture, so I'm looking up the horrible medieval torture.
Like building bombs and shit, like...
I'm looking up, for 3, like, with the C4 against this, does that really work?
How to make a nail bomb. What are the diameters of a nail bomb? Like,
oh, man, so...
how much of a human body will disintegrate if he lands on a grenade? Like, I've had to...
Yeah, which acid composes...
But then after that, I go, for my script. And I look right at the camera and I'm like, for my script.
Oh, I have tape on my camera.
FBI man.
I got tape.
I stopped doing that. You know why? I'm embracing it. I want him to know me.
Jerking it right
I need to know. If they were gonna be weird about it, let's be weird about it. Like, I'll just commit to the weirdness 100%.
Honestly, I kind of said this a while ago. If you embrace it, if you have nothing to hide, embrace the weird sexual shit you
well,
like.
That's what the new part of the internet is going to force you to do. It's going to require you to come out right and say, okay, you know what? It's going to make like when the people who got ahead of the Me Too movement were the ones. I don't think you really get away from the Me Too movement after what happened, or like Gamergate, or whatever other major social issue that required people to get called out or something like that. But the people who managed to get a little bit ahead of that fire came out openly and said, hey, you know what? Like, this is what I did, or this is what I'm into, or, yes, I said these particular things at this particular point. It was a different time. But they always come out ahead. With the way the internet's going, your best bet at solidifying your image or maintaining any type of public image is just to come out ahead before everything and just be like,
well, if you own it, no one can do anything.
No one can do anything.
Yeah, if you own it, I'm noticing a lot of people who just own their shit just fucking walk through like
commit 100%.
Simon Cowell. I mean, I almost want that guy to be my spirit animal. That fucking guy just says whatever he wants to anybody, to any interviewer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
One of the great things about Kanye that I like is he just says what he wants.
Yeah, but what he says is kind of insane.
What we see he says is insane. He's insane. Don't get me wrong. The boy's off his medication. He's all over the world.
You see what who did they meet recently?
The Jesus people.
Joel, yeah. And he had fucking dressed his wife all like a
box. Oh, her memes are great, bro. The NBA memes are awesome. They're like it's.
But who else? Who else was I?
But there's a lot of coming out ahead of everything and just being completely upfront is gonna be your only way to manage any of that anymore. Because if you hide anything now, if you pretend that something doesn't exist or hasn't exist and it comes out later, you're just shooting yourself in the foot ahead of time, And that's the incest porn thing coming up, and that's like all the other porn things coming up. Just like the kids nowadays being more comfortable.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Just to bring that around.
The big mouth thing, yeah. I guess all of it coming around, like why if a show like Big Mouth, or let's say conversations about incest porn were happening in Europe, which I'm sure they do, Europeans are more likely to be acceptable to a show like Big Mouth or to the conversation of incest porn.
Well, what's funny is the conversation in America, people can't have a sexual conversation in America.
No.
Which also brings me back to the biography I watched. I watched that Dr. Ruth biography.
Oh, way to come back, dog.
Yeah,
the one about Dr. Ruth, the sex lady?
Yes. I cried for like 2 hours. It was sad. Because she was taken as a kid. She lived through the Holocaust.
Really?
Yeah. It was.
Is that what made her sexy?
Nah, she wasn't. No, but what's funny is she was talking about how she fell in love. She fell in love because she
with one of her captors.
No, she escaped to Switzerland, and then she was talking about her first love and this and that. But just the family and the letters, and when the letters stopped coming, and and then it goes back to her old and young and old, and it was a really good documentary. Like, she just put it on. Jane just put it on, and I sat down right before I was about to go write again, and I'm sitting there, and like next thing I know, 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh my god,
damn!
Like, it was so good. It was so and inspiring. Like, fucking Dr. Ruth, inspiring.
I can have sex at any age.
No, but like 90 years old, she's still going to morning talk shows every day, doing the thing. Fucking.
She's like, and I had to find I had to get to Sweden.
Yeah, and then she found her first love. Like, they're 90 years old talking, And
are they still together?
No, he has a wife, and she was just like, remember when?
Do you remember when I came over and I gave you the old double hammer 300 sucky vacuum cleaner?
She was like 4'5".
She sounds like a tasty little bit.
She used to say, she's like, oh yeah.
All the German guards, they just wanted a little bit of my latkes.
But
you know what I mean? No, embrace it.
So yeah, that was her thing, was embracing it. But anyway, no, I don't think America can have conversations about sexuality. I think Europe's a little more open to those. Yeah.
And the internet is forcing us to have these conversations more day in and day out.
That's why in Europe, blood is blurred in movies, and in America, nipples are blurred.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a different mentality.
And then in the conversation of AI within that same vein, like, where are we going to start drawing the line between an AI being real and then, like, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to create an AI, and there's already programs out there, YouTube channels that you can go and see of AIs supposedly talking on their own. But, like, what's going to be the difference?
Did that happen and they had to pull the plug? Where they had two AI starting trying to communicate. And then they were like just observing
fall in love.
No, and then a couple hours later, they had already created their own language that they couldn't decipher.
Oh,
and they were talking
yes.
to each other.
Yeah, and they had to
were
put
like,
a stop to
this.
that. Yeah, no, it was starting. Yeah, can you imagine? Just like being the dudes are like, all right, let's go get lunch, right? Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And they come back and it's growing Akira style things. I'm like, oh shit.
Pull the plug.
Looking over, Mountain Dew Code Red is leaked onto the computer keyboard. You're like, fuck. Like, I knew I shouldn't have left that there. But that's what's gonna happen. Like, and I guess like, and you know, sure, fine. You know, it's weird it's weird to think about, but like, what happens when you have grown men who have AIs at home that are represented as 13-year-old children?
Like, why do you keep going to pedophilia?
Well, the big mouth thing is really brought up because I wasn't getting into arguments with people, but I was having conversations with people who were like,
well, yeah, you were like, what's bugging
it's
you?
Child, right? And they were like, well, it's child pornography, and I'm like, it's not child pornography. Like,
it's a cartoon.
It is a cartoon. Like, you're like
depicting. Shedding light and making a really awkward time of your life funny, and it's
about anything. Take a catalog of any of the cartoons that have come out.
Well, and again, when it comes down to yes, we'll take any catalog. Yeah, you're right.
Take a catalog. That's what I'm saying. Like, take a catalog of the things that have come out, and a lot of this has to do with the PC culture. Fine, I get that. That's whatever. And at the same time, I also get that. Like, as a dude, an advocate who was down for Epstein to get what he was supposed to get, and this show supports motherfuckers who molest children to get curb stomped. We've been about that since day one. I'm not saying any of this in support of, like, let's do this for child pornography.
Just make sure you point your finger in the correct direction.
And let's start discussing the lines. Like, where does the line start happening where you're like, okay, like, he has something wrong in his head that is like, I'm only attracted to children. Like, when do you curb stomp that dude? Like, when do you know, like, where does the line happen? And so it's interesting to me, like, I wonder if Europe is having these conversations, like...
Yeah, I mean, you just chemically castrate them. You can do that, and it's been done. You just chemically castrate someone, you know, because it's not like an addict that, okay, you get him help.
Right.
If he messes up, he just hurts himself. No, if he messes up, he's hurting.
Right, exactly.
There's a victim.
So if that type of dude wants to sit at home with an AI that's a 12-year-old girl...
Yeah, but also psychologically, and again, I know this because of going to a lot of recovery.
Because Jane's an AI.
It's like any drug or recovery program or anything like that. It's like if you're an alcoholic, you can't just drink an alcoholic beer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to do it. If you're a murderer, if you're a psychopathic killer, killing animals is not going to do it. If you're a child rapist,
eventually
you're going to build up to, you know. So if you're just teasing yourself, you know, it's just
we just can't censor ourselves. I guess when it comes down to it, I just want to make sure we're not censoring ourselves on the show.
Big Mouth again is just a different version of
American Dad, bro. Go to Family Guy. Go to, you know.
I think it just makes people uncomfortable. And again, Americans are prudes. I've always said this. Americans are prudes.
Very prude.
But they hide behind closed doors
and guns.
Well, no, I just mean like you see the most religious and the most non-tolerant state, and they have the highest download rates of gay porn. They have the high of sadomasochistic shit.
That's why you see all those senators pop up, you know, and and they're blowing dudes in airports and shit.
My wife, and they always have that act like they came from some fucking high
from the South.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. The line is drawn when there's a victim. If someone has a puppet, you know. If you want to make like a underage looking puppet doll illegal in America, and then I mean I don't see anything wrong with making that illegal. Honestly,
I don't.
You know,
but I don't want my cartoons to start getting.
No, but if
exactly.
Like, now, if he was just showing the kids fucking at that point, then
that's what I mean. It's not like we're sitting here talking.
It's like a rape joke. You're not making fun of the rape. The joke, the rape is the setting for the joke that's inside of it, of some sort of, you know what I mean?
Yep. In order for comedy to work, there has to be an absence of...
This show, the whole premise of the show is puberty. So, you know.
So you already are dealing with an insane subject at that point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's geared towards adults, so I understand, man. Like, it's... Some people are just like, no, man, that doesn't... I didn't like it because it felt like very low-hanging fruit. It's just poop jokes.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's just elaborate tit and pussy jokes.
Yeah.
Tit, dick,
yeah. Like I said, that first season really, that was its crutch, pretty much, its main hang up on there. But yeah, that was one of the things, pretty much my main thing, that and just the overall concern about the internet, man. You know, the internet's starting to go into a way that isn't manageable anymore. And so for older guys like us, older people who've been on the web, Wild West style, you know, the steam engine's coming, you know, and like, what do? You download all your favorite YouTube videos now while you have the chance, you know. You take advantage and archives of the old internet while you have a chance.
I bet you once YouTube gets too fucking stifling, I bet you anything another website's going to pop up.
You know, at that point, it'll be plugins. Like, you will plug yourself in at that point into some type of, like, neurological,
No, I'm not talking about the fucking future. I'm just talking about here, like... Within
in like 10 years?
Next year or two.
Oh.
So in the next year or two, like when YouTube and everything's just getting so much more like stifling about the videos and content, I believe some amateurish content creators would rather go to somewhere that's a little more free and they're not going to be getting stifled. Well, my thumbnail looks like this, or my fucking one song has 20 seconds of that. Demonetized all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know.
I know. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the future right there, my man. Oh, shit. All right, well, I do have one final thing, and that'll probably close us out.
All right.
Okay. We are going to do a few last-minute shout-outs. Number one, I want to give a shout-out to Forever Cabron. What's Hood with FC has been doing very well for us. I am very happy and I'm very proud. It's a good show. It is our number 2 show in our lineup right now. Right in front, barely, of Happy News with Perry Kurtz. You will be pleased to know that both of those shows are outperforming us right now. But that's why we got into this business, to give other people platforms.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm just talking.
So that we can...
I don't almost... Half the shit we say, I'm like, I don't know if it should reach a wide audience.
Secretly, I enjoy it because I know on my deathbed... Like I'll just like put on some acid and just be like, like remember that time he was talking about being Hitler, like remember how you wanted to bring Hitler back, Bryan? Speaking of, I do want to see that Jojo the Rabbit movie about Hitler.
Yeah.
You know that.
Why all this free music sucks online, man?
You're doing a really bad job today, but I didn't want to mention it.
Yeah, no, it's the free music. I'm trying to do free music
because you don't have your mustache. You don't have your French mustache. So they're both doing well. We do have a few shout outs in particular. The Tree Network out in Des Moines, Iowa is getting that table ready for us. I just want to mention their name again because they are doing a little special project for us. Hopefully we're going to be able to show you guys some updated pictures coming soon. They got some beautiful rosewood whatchamacallit?
Wood.
Yeah, rosewood wood. Ready to go as part of the finishing part for the table. So very, very nice. Very, very gorgeous. And we're also going to have a few of those t-shirts coming in on our end as well. So thank you so much. I do want to shout out Jack Burbank, as always, holding it down in New York City. Telling everybody how we doing. How are ya? How's it going? Best cannolis in the city down by 34th Street in Marquette. And he always shouts us out. I see him. He sends me snaps all the time. Puts our stickers all over New York City. We got a couple of this, that, and the other stickers out there. And the Big Apple. Big Apple. So thank you. And finally, just want to give a shout out to Old Ma Dukes and Blue Duck in Virginia. That's right. They've been helping me out with the shows. Been listening to it. Spreading around a little bit. Specifically with Forever Cabron, because sometimes he be using Spanish words that I don't be understanding. So if he send that shit to my Ma Dukes, it should be like, he cusses too much. So thank you. I get a little quality control going in on the back end. And of course, I do want to thank Perry Kurtz of Happy News fame. Perry Kurtz, thank you so much. You've been doing great. Make sure that you guys go check out Perry on his YouTube channel. Perry's almost at 1,000 subscribers. We need that man at 1,000 so he can start making a couple bucks, because he's dying. And, you know, Not really. I mean, we're all dying.
I was like, oh God.
We're all dying. I'm not breaking anything to you, Perry. You're still alive. Very much alive. But I just want to
get those likes in there before he does.
I want to take a second and just say thank you to those guys because they are part of our team, as well as Shanice, who we have a couple of episodes of Universal Dreams ready to go on the back end, which I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy. You're going to learn how to manage your money a little bit better. You're going to learn about a little positive thinking throughout the day, as opposed to a bunch of angry males yelling at you, talking about pedophilia and Hitler.
Yeah, we kept going to that, and I was like trying to change it.
I know. And that's it for shout-outs on my end. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything that people need to keep an eye out for?
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that bullet coming to your head.
Boom. And maybe that book. Maybe we get that book printed out.
Yes,
maybe we start putting a link up to some of these books. Maybe we start...
Yeah, as soon as I do that, that's going to
I got a couple people on my end who've written books and are publishing and are talking to Netflix. Shout out to Bob Gimmel, the child book writer guy out there. Maybe he knows a little bit something about something.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just a script that I'm going to... The first one is just literally my script that I'm publishing as a book.
Well, I just figured people want to read it since you're just going to be throwing it out to people.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, bro.
Thanks.
Networking, dog. I gotta do everything for you, bro. I gotta do everything for you. Me on my end, I do have a couple shows coming up. Look at that. Couple open mic shows that I'm gonna be going to. Flappers out in Burbank. If you guys are gonna be out there.
Your ass.
Hey, it's gonna be great. Got a couple bits set up in there. Flappers in Burbank. You can go in there. Do a little 5 minute spot.
What are the dates, bro?
That one is gonna be next week on the
fucking Thanksgiving.
Yes, Thanksgiving shows, baby. Always out there hustling. Just working on some new bits. Just getting it ready, man. I think I'm close. I almost have my 5 minutes ready. I open it up with the broken collarbone. You know, going in there for the broken collarbone and the doctor telling me I needed to lose weight. Me not even telling him I broke my collarbone. And we leaning in some good stuff. It's coming in nice and clean. But that's probably about it if you're in the LA area. There will be one big show, though, that I have planned, like, for a whole bunch of people to come. It'll be Westlake. It'll be filling the whole room. We'll record the whole thing.
Okay.
The winner of that one gets a spot at the Belly Room.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that one's going to be a good one. That'll be a nice one. We're going to start putting some of those clips up.
I'll do my best fake laugh. I'll be all...
Do your Joker laugh. Maury. Fucking Joker movie. And that's about it. Oh Lord. Keep an eye out for us on Disney Plus. That's right. Today's show is sponsored to you by Disney Plus. If you haven't seen The Mandalorian, go out there and see it now. Werner Herzog apparently cried when he saw Baby Yoda. Can you believe that?
Shut the fuck up.
That's what he said. He cried.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you know.
Man has no
He
tears.
goes, there is a time when you think what the film is.
Yes.
And are you the film?
Speaking.
That's better. I mean, when the humans have an understanding of their penis that I could never understand.
The dog's penis. No, that's not Jewish. The dog's penis is spiraling.
Other than that, guys, thank you so much. Make sure that you spread us around, share us. We got plenty of clips on
Like
YouTube
peanut
under Binge
butter.
on this. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, CastBox, Stitcher. Make sure that you keep an eye out for the rest of our great and wonderful shows. What's Hood with Forever Cabron, Happy News with Perry Kurtz, Universal Dreams with Shanice, Sam of All Trades with Sam Maskell, and The Reading Ronin with yours truly. And as always, we are your friendly neighborhood co-hosts, Bryan and Sam. And remember, please, to love each other, stay safe, and to dream the dream of 1,000 dreams.
Geronimo!
We did it, Ma!